taking a chance.
To the Breakthrough Show, it's Shirley and Jessica. Yes, we love y'all. Start your day the joyful way. It's your weekday morning talk show inviting you to start your day with a triple shot of good vibes. And now here's your host, the Queen of Joy herself, Jessica Dugas. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, if you're new here. And this is Project Joy Live, inspiring you to have a joyful life. Choose joy always, because why not? Of all the things we could choose to do, let's choose joy. It's 39 degrees here in Florence, Alabama. And the weather is, we are in bipolar season. It's what we're in. 2 days ago, it was 80 degrees. 80 degrees here on Sunday. And next, this coming weekend, it's going to be 22. 22. How do we go from 80 to 22? Frank, I feel like this is your doing. I'm just trying to say. 40 degrees where I grew up in Groton, Connecticut. 29 degrees in Toronto, Canada. 83 degrees in... Look at you people in Kenya always having the good weather. My question for Olivia Ambani this morning is, do you ever have bad weather? That's my question out there in Nairobi, Kenya. 42 degrees and raining. It's not snowing today in Iceland. 42 degrees and raining though in Iceland. 47 degrees, beautiful weather in Kilmarnock, Scotland. 77 and mostly cloudy in Miami. I'm going to have to say it again. It is still a rip current statement in Miami, Florida. So I'm going to need the Jacksons to stay out of the water. Okay. Turn around. Don't drown. 28 degrees and cloudy in Lake Orion, Michigan. 47 degrees and clear where Anne Marie is in Arizona. 35 degrees in Clarksburg, West Virginia. 24 degrees in Belle Plaine, Minnesota. We got it right today. 39 degrees and cloudy in Memphis, Tennessee. If we did not mention the weather where you are, please let us know so that we can include you in our daily weather report, because I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you with the date. I'm trying to help you with the weather. Okay. We've been chatting it up in the comments already here this morning, but if you have not yet, please head over to the comments, say hello, say good morning, let us know where you're joining from, and don't forget to share what is bringing you joy today. You can also go over to projectjoypodcast.com. There's a little button there that says join live, and you can share a moment of joy or gratitude live on air with us today, which we would love for you to do. We have lots to cover today. It is International Women's Day. So where my ladies at? Woo woo. We're going to talk about that coming up. We have a couple other national days today. We only have one snack disclaimer today. So I'll just put that out there. You're going to need a snack, but it's not a very long, just one little snack disclaimer today. Okay. We have birthdays to do. We have to talk about what's coming up on the Breakthrough Show. And we have number 2 of the 10-part series that we started yesterday of 10 science-backed benefits of a morning routine. And look, the thing of it is I think we have a couple people here that are night owls that do not like Grim. When she comes to the show, it's because she is tuning into the show just before she goes to bed. So this is her bedtime, and then she's up at night working and all of that. And so I think when as we're talking about a morning routine, it's not just about, it's the first thing you do when you get up. It doesn't necessarily mean if you're on the nighttime, wherever you are, it just as soon as you get up, it's your morning routine. Okay. What's bringing me joy today? So I was preparing for birthdays this week. I was getting my notes ready for birthdays, and sometimes it'll pop up that it's somebody's birthday, that it's a musician that I haven't listened to in a little while. And tomorrow's Chingy's birthday, and I got on a kick of listening to a bunch of Chingy songs this morning. I had the Holiday Inn with Chingy and Ludacris and Snoop Dogg, and then we had Right There, of course, and the song that he did with Tyrese, Pulling Me Back. God, I was having a whole moment with that. Listen, it was taking me back for a minute. So I got on this rabbit hole of Chingy music this morning, and I loved it. It was bringing me so much joy. I was over here jamming, then I'm like, oh shit, it's 7:00. Time to get started. And so I love that. I love music and how it can just take you to a happy place. It can take you to a lot of different places, right? Music is nostalgia. And it just brings me a lot of joy. Music does. And so that's part of my big joy. Well, you know what else is bringing me joy this morning? So I told y'all I've been getting back in the kitchen to do some stuff like homemade from scratch, and it has felt so good to do that. I've shared 100 times already. And there was a recipe on Instagram called Get Planted, and it was actually pointed out to me by the vegan foodie. And it was fried tofu. Now I know how some of y'all think about tofu, and that's fine. You can think whatever you want, but tofu has zero flavor. It takes on whatever flavor you get it. So if your tofu sucks, you are not flavoring it enough. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm trying to help you. Okay. But I saw this recipe for fried tofu, and it looks like some KFC. Okay. I didn't believe it. I was like, I don't think that this is going to be a thing, but I wanted to try it. I had a bunch of tofu in the fridge, and I wanted to try it. And I also hadn't planned anything else for dinner last night. And let me tell you something. Y'all, it was so good. So I made these tofu sandwiches from Get Planted. And with the dredge, stop it. It was so good. That's bringing me a lot of joy this morning. Because it was another success in the kitchen, and I appreciate successes in the kitchen rather than not success. Also what's bringing me joy today is, so I've been sharing, my husband's working at home now. He's been going through school, and he's getting ready to get his MLO and MLS licenses. So it's amazing having him home, and it's amazing having him be here all the time. And even though we're both super busy all day, it's nice to have him here. But we just got word that he is taking his exam from home. We were thinking that he was going to have to travel over to Huntsville or Birmingham or whatever, or Nashville, or just anywhere, any of the big cities, which we're not close to, right? And so we just got word that he gets to take his exam from home, and it is going to be next Monday. And next Monday is also a really big day There's a lot going on next Monday, you guys. I may not be all together here with you on Monday up here in my head. So Monday is our A day. And I don't, does anybody know what an A day is? So we have B days and then there's A days. A day is the day that my husband adopted my oldest children. And so it is our adoption day. And what's really cool is that the judge that took care of our case, he was also adopted. And he was like, he made us promise. He said, listen, you guys celebrate B days, birthdays all the time, but it's really important that you celebrate A days as well. And so we said, of course, because it's also Pi Day, not PI 3.14 Pi Day. And so it has been a tradition ever since the adoption that we do, we go out and we have pizza, anything that's pie, pizza, we cook pies, we eat pies, pizza, anything that's a pie, and celebrate A day. So we do cake for birthday, B days, and we do pie for A day. And so it's a big day for us for that. So we really feel like it's going to bring him good luck for his exam on Monday. And then also, my oldest just got a new job and he's going to be starting his new job on Monday as well. So lots going on. Oh my gosh. And lots of things to bring me joy and lots of things to be happy about. And we just need all the good vibes. We need all the good vibes that day. Cause it's usually up until this point, my husband has taken that day off every A day. And so we're used to it being a pretty leisurely day, but this is going to be a really busy day. And so we need all the good vibes for a good first day for my oldest, a good exam for my husband that he passes. Yes, because we need that to happen so he can move to the next phase of his job. And so lots of goodness going on. So that is what's coming up. And thinking about it is bringing me joy and anxiety at the both same time. So it's a lot of fun. Let's see who's joining us over in the comments. Okay, so I have to, Anne-Marie said it's the texture of tofu that I'm not a fan of. So listen, I have all the tips in the world for that. Again, with the texture, it's how you're cooking it that's the issue. There's certain ways of with tofu that I don't like either. Like when you mapo tofu is like a braised, so it's cooked in liquid and it's really soft. Not a fan. So take it from me as a person that has texture issues. It's got to be done a certain way. This, Anne-Marie, you would have loved this. It was just like chicken. Okay. It was so good. It was delicious. Okay. So I have all the tofu tips, the cooking tips, okay, to make it more meat-like for you. Okay. All right. Let's see who else is here. Listen, Jason was here first today. I have to point that out. Good morning, Jason. It's so good to see him. And he said, what brings me joy are the Toronto Maple Leafs won 5-4 versus the Blue Jackets. So congratulations to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And he did sleep better last night because yesterday he was talking about no sleep and we cannot get on board with that. But he did wake up at 5:27 a.m. And so I'm glad that he was here. Cutting up for a second in line was Miss Brittany here this morning. Nail Beauty by Brittany. Make sure you guys check her out. We might visit with her a little bit later. And happy International Women's Day, Miss Brittany. And she says, I'm hungry. What's for breakfast? I have water here right now. Not helpful at all. I did not end up having flapjacks yesterday. Actually, Miss Ann, I have something for you coming up. Frank is here this morning. Good morning. Good morning, Frank. It's good to see you. Speaking of Anne Marie, there she is in the comments, checking in on everybody this morning. Brittany says, yes, it is bipolar. Yesterday it was almost 70 and now it's snowing. Listen, it cannot make up its mind right now. It was 80 degrees here on Sunday and it's going to be 22 this weekend. I don't know which, I was trying to sort through my clothes last weekend. I can't do it. I can't do it because I can't put my warm clothes away. Can't do it yet. Allergies are acting up since it's windy. You know what? The allergens are on point here right now too. You would think it would wait until it's warm all the time. Mr. Jackson's laughing at the fact that I told him don't drown. Don't go near the water, Mr. Jackson, because there's a rip current where you are. Okay. Everybody says, I think Brittany was amused by me listening to Chingy all morning. Anne Marie says, I need the recipe. Okay, so I'll give you the recipe, but the recipe is not going to be enough. I'm going to give you the tips to make the tofu amazing. Okay, because I can't have you trying it and then you're like, Jessica, the tofu was, or the texture was horrible. I got to give you the tips to go with it. Okay. Brittany says, I'm hungry and I don't want to get up. The struggle is real. I can relate to that. Well, so we only have a small little snack disclaimer for our international days we have to talk about this morning, or our national holidays. So it won't be too bad, but we're definitely going to get into those. We got birthdays. We've got what's coming up on the Breakthrough Show Network and morning routine coming up in a moment. So we are going to take a quick break, you guys, and we're going to be right back after this for more of Project Joy Live. Don't go anywhere. Stay there. No, I'm serious. Stay right there. We'll be right back. Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com. Welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Today's Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. It's a lot. Every time it's Tuesday now, it's a lot of twos that we're talking about this year with all these 22s going on. So I was just talking to my husband on the break. He's getting ready to go into class now. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be in class by 7:00? No, 7:30. So I'm sitting here all worried, like I'm trying to focus on the show, and I'm worried that my husband is not in class where he's supposed to be. So I'm glad he's starting class over there. Yes, Taco Tuesday. It's always a good day for a taco, right? Yes. And that doesn't help Anne Marie because she's hungry too. Okay, we'll get this out of the way first. Okay, we'll get this out of the way first. Since everybody's hungry already, we're going to get this day out of the way. Today is National Peanut Cluster Day. Let me know if you like peanut clusters. Peanut clusters are melted chocolate mixed with peanuts, making for the perfect combination of sweet and salty deliciousness. Two things had to happen for peanut clusters to even exist. First, a method had to be invented for the cocoa bean to be processed and transformed into what we know as chocolate. That process wasn't widely used until about the late 1890s. And just about the same time as the second extraordinary thing happened, agriculture found a way to grow the peanut and bring it to the public with steel tools and steam power. It didn't take long for confectionaries to add the now readily available peanuts to melt the chocolate. The sheer simplicity of the salty peanuts added to sweetened chocolate is a mouth-watering temptation few can resist even today. Can you resist the peanut cluster? That's my question. Candy makers find them to be a popular addition to cookie tins or other holiday baskets. Their simplicity allows bakers to easily round out any cookie or bar tray. They also quickly satisfy a snack craving without much effort at all. Peanut clusters can be made with any kind of chocolate. You can store peanut clusters in an airtight container and they will keep for several months. So if you got a snack craving, there they are. You can also freeze them in an airtight freezer safe container before freezing. So lots of ways that you can store the peanut clusters. Okay. Yeah. Oh my. Yes, Anne Marie said, "Oh my God, yes, peanut clusters are my favorite." I like peanut clusters too. I have to be a little bit careful with the chocolate sometimes because chocolate plus sugar plus the caffeine in chocolate makes my heart go pitter patter, and we don't need a pitter pattering Jessica around here. I'm just trying to say. So Anne, good answer. Valid point. Anne Marie said, "Who's peanut clusters like?" Not people that watch this show, Anne Marie. I'm just trying to tell you right now. Whose peanut clusters last several months? She says, "I don't know. Not mine." That I always find that funny when people talk. For me, because in a house of 8, people are always talking about something called leftovers. I don't know what that is. I don't know. They don't have culinary tools big enough for a family my size to have leftovers. Do you understand what I'm talking about right now? So yeah, we don't have that either. So there's your one thing that we need. We needed a disclaimer for today. So apparently today is also National Oregon Day. National Oregon Day. On March 8th, National Oregon Day recognizes the Beaver State. Valentine's Day, 1859, Oregon became the 33rd state to join the Union. Oregon's climate enjoys the Pacific air west of the Cascade Mountains and in the lush Willamette Valley. More extreme temperature ranges are expected in Oregon's high desert. So lots of, I've been to Oregon, but I've never like spent a whole lot of time there, to be honest with you. But you can go to nationaldaycalendar.com and check out National Oregon Day. And it has all of these amazing people that were born in Oregon, hidden treasures around Oregon. It has I guess some of their amazing things that they eat and stuff. But what is Voodoo Donuts? I feel like I must know what this is. At any rate, you can check that out. So happy National Oregon Day to the people of Oregon. Okay. Happy day. Brittany said, mine are lucky. Mine are lucky if they last the first night I buy them. That's it. That's that part. You know how many times I buy snacks and then they're gone well before, like the next day or that night. See, Anne Marie says we had a family of 8, never had left. It is like cooking for an army. See, Jason, we're over here trying to move on from the food, and you're like, I love date squares. I do too. That's all I'm going to say about that. It is also National Proofreading Day. So grammar folks, we had Grammar Day the other day, the day that Shiraz was on. I remember talking about that. But every year on March 8th, National Proofreading Day highlights the importance of proofreading our written work. The day also allows those who enjoy proofreading to gently correct others. However, constructive criticism is usually welcome if invited to proofread another's work. That's just the thing, constructive criticism. And can we talk about a pet peeve for a moment? I am usually really particular about my spelling and grammar and punctuation and all of that in posts that I make. I'm always like, I think I have PTSD from being really bad at language arts in school. And I think at any moment I'm going to get like a detention because my spelling or grammar is bad. So I'm usually paying a lot of attention to it. Occasionally, when I do make a mistake, my biggest pet peeve on social media is when people come into the comments and not only point it out, but either laugh at you or make fun of you for whatever the mistake is. I do not like this. And I know that maybe I don't have a sense of humor, but send me a private message. Like, send me a private message and say, hey, Jessica, I noticed that it says this. I'm sure you don't want it to say that. We should, maybe you want to fix it, kind of thing. Don't point it out to people and laugh and make fun of them, because it could be a trigger for some of us who have struggled with that area of who try really hard and who have struggled with that area of our lives our whole life. It's just not nice to do that. So as we celebrate Proofreading Day, if you notice a mistake, I'm going to say message someone privately. Okay. We of course want to let them know that, if they want to be let know. I don't even know what I'm saying. See, I can't even grammar in my words right now. We want to let them know, but we want to let them know nicely, constructively, and I say privately. Add privately to that, because nobody likes to be pointed out in public. So how to observe the day: share your tips and tricks for proofreading. Take a course on proofreading. Challenge yourself to accept constructive criticism. I will accept it if it's in a private message. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. If you usually catch other people's errors, maybe this is the holiday, to let them slide. Oh, that's a good one. If you are someone who was always pointing out other people's mistakes, maybe just let it go today and know that it is not the end of the world, for the love of God. Be sure to proofread anything you write and use hashtag National Proofreading Day to post on social media. So here's some ways that I love these tips. I wanted to point these out really quick. So there's some tips here about how to best proofread your work. And I love this. Number one, walk away. Proofread after an article, important email, or last chapter has time to set, and you're reading it with fresh eyes. So that's good. Walk away from what you've done and then come back and proofread. Do not disturb. Remove all distractions, including phones, other deadlines, traffic noise, and interruptions. Learn your habits. Keep a list of your routine errors and look for those first. So if you know that you always misspell a certain word, look for that first. If you know that you always use a certain phrase, or something that doesn't make a lot of sense, go look for that first. Turn off the autocorrect. Ooh, why? When used strictly as a tool, autocorrect may be helpful. However, over time, we can become reliant upon it. In texts and emails, it can overcorrect our messages, creating havoc. When we're uncertain of the spelling or a word, there are many more reliable and efficient tools. So I will say this: I keep my autocorrect on at all times, and I also use what's the extension? I can't think of it right now, but at any rate, I use the extension to help with grammar and spelling mistakes. Now, it will suggest things, but what I do is when I see the little squiggly line or the red or green lines under things, I will go look at it first and say, why is it alerting me? I don't use it as like a Bible, something needs to be, and I just click it and fix it. No, I look at it and see why, because sometimes it could be that I messed up what I wanted to say and I need to fix that. I don't necessarily want to use their tips. So I actually like that. I don't like to turn off the autocorrect, but I like when it tells me, when it warns me first. Read it out loud. We catch different errors when we read aloud rather than we read by sight alone. Read it backwards. A fresh perspective allows us to find new errors. Start with the last sentence and work your way to the beginning. That's great because it allows us to see each sentence kind of as an individual rather than looking at the whole picture, which we can miss sometimes. Fresh eyes. When a second set of eyes reads something completely new, it's amazing what they find. So give it to someone else to read. And lastly, print it and use a different font. Once again, our eyes see the document differently when it's printed on paper, and we find errors we didn't see the first few times. So I love those tips for National Proofreading Day. I love it. Anne-Marie says, that's what my husband does for me. He is my proofreader. It's good. It's good to have a fresh pair of eyes looking in on it. Lastly, but certainly not least, happy International Women's Day. It is on March 8th each year and celebrates the social, economic, and political achievements of women around the world. The day also brings international awareness to gender parity. According to the World Economic Forum, global gender equality is estimated to be achieved by 2133. I mean, that's more than 100 years from now. That's a long time from now. And isn't it crazy that we're in this place where it's, we even have to talk about this. Gender equality is equal access to the same rights and opportunities regardless of gender. Those rights and opportunities include healthcare, education, employment, economic gain, pay, protection under the law, right to vote, free from violence. So you know what's interesting about this? As we've been going into we just started season 6 of the Breakthrough Show, which is focused on breakthroughs around the world. And I've been having the most incredible experience talking to people from around the world. And one of the things that I've been really focused on myself lately, both in my own conversations and speaking to these other people, women from around the world specifically, is that every country has amazing things about it, and every country has a long way to go on one thing or another. Okay, every country has its ups and downs and things that they need to work on, and things to celebrate. And there are some ways in the United States that I feel like, wow, we've really come a long way where women are concerned, and then other things that make me say, God, we have such a long way to go. One of those things is with healthcare, and as we talk about motherhood in general. So there are so many other countries that give a long leave period to women who have children. In the United States, it's not like that here. I remember having my daughter Nina and bringing her to the office with me, like literally 2 weeks after she was born. Because, and luckily enough, I had a boss that was fine with it at the time. I don't know what I would have done had it not been fine. But it was a challenge for sure. And then that pressure that I felt of the pressure that I felt of having a baby in the office and trying, because I was the office manager and I was trying to do all of the things like I do. And so yeah, it was really challenging. And so other countries, I see them have these long maternity leaves and paid and everything else. And so that's one way that I feel like we can really improve here in the United States. I feel like a lot of the pay has really improved here. Obviously, we have the right to vote here. And there are a lot of, I hope you guys will tune in specifically in the month of April to the Breakthrough Show, because we have a couple people who are doing their work specifically revolves around safety and freedom, etc., for women. And so I hope you guys will tune in for that, because the foundations that they're working for are really amazing. Let's see what else is going on here. So just over 100 years ago, only 0.2% of the United States Congress consisted of women. Actually, the 65th Congress was comprised of a single woman. In 1916, Montana elected Republican Jeanette Rankin as the first Congresswoman to hold a federal office. Fast forward to the year 2020, and women hold 23.7% of the U.S. congressional seats. While that may seem like progress, according to the United States statistics, the U.S. percentage matches exactly the worldwide average for women in political office. So that's interesting too, because I've heard a lot of people from other countries talking about how far behind we are in the U.S. as far as women in office, but it matches, according to this, it matches what it looks like in the world. So women should have access to education. In many parts of the world, women are less likely to own land, a business, or attend school. And that's another thing as well. The Weiss Scholarship Foundation that we've worked with here on the Breakthrough Show Network, that provides education to children in a village called Dago, Kenya. They are, it's really important to them to allow the same opportunity for girls to go to school as boys, and that's something that's not always a thing over there, and we don't think about that in our little bubble here in the United States. But that's a fact from a lot of places around the world, that girls are less likely to go to school. So, equal pay. According to the United Nations, more than half of the world's poorest people are women. International Women's Day strives to bring economic power to women who are not allowed to work for pay or work for low wages. And despite strides in industrialized country, there's still work to do there too. So, how to observe this International Women's Day? And by the way, it is International Women's Week. So, this is not something that we need to just put to today. It can go the whole week. All right. Attend a lecture, seminar, or a festival, organize an event, speak or perform at a local fundraiser, participate in a march for women's equal rights, learn about women who paved the way for many of the rights and freedoms we have today, become involved in your local, state, or national political system, invite others to join you, including other women, sons, brothers, sisters, and daughters. Share your job skills at a local career fair. Celebrate all month long. It is also National Women's History Month. So it's the week, it's the month, it's the day. Use hashtag International Women's Day when posting on social media. International Women's Day origins can be traced back to the early 1900s when women became more politically active. They took an invested and vocal role in steering their course toward voting rights, fair pay, improved working conditions, and representation under the law. So I love that. Lots of different ways that we can celebrate today, International Women's Day. And I hope that you will find a way to celebrate. I have also, one of the things that I have done so that I can make myself more aware of the people that are close to me, local to me, and all of that is I made a post on my social media that says Happy International Women's Day. If you're a woman who has a business, show, blog, vlog, or podcast, please share it below. So that's something you can do too. I think as we are celebrating any of these days, whether it's Women's Day, Black History Month, we've talked about all of these different things on here, but one of the biggest things I feel like we can do is create a safe space, create a platform, create something for people to share. And because that, I feel like that different perspective is so important. So as we are, as we are celebrating these days, I think if you feel like, what can I do? Maybe I can't do anything. You can create a space. So you can create a post on social media. If you have a show or a blog, you can create a topic around whatever it is, and at least create the space for awareness. Okay. So if you're on my personal Facebook page, you're welcome to go there and share. If you're a woman, and share about your business, blog, anything that you have going on. You can share about it there. Grammarly. Thank you, Jason. That's what I have. Grammarly. I couldn't think of the name of the extension I have. We're talking about the proofreading and all of that. So lots going on. I wanted to share with you a couple things really quickly before we go to break. We have some amazingness happening on the Breakthrough Show this evening. On the Breakthrough Show Network, we have Shiraz joining us for My Way tonight. Conversations with entrepreneurs who are doing business outside the box. Shiraz has always been that as long as I've known him. And I'm sure he'll share that with us tonight. But learn about his reality shifting business, how he's doing things his way, despite what everyone else might be telling him he should be doing business like. So we're really excited to have Shiraz on the show tonight. Also coming up Wednesday night, we have another episode of Divine DNA with Donnell and Angelique Jackson. Super excited about their episode this week. And then coming up on Friday, we have an all new episode of The Breakthrough Show. We are traveling to Iceland this week with Eyvinder Carlson. We talk about all of the quirky Icelandic traditions as well as creativity, how living in Iceland has impacted his music and creativity. And we also come up with a title of my song that I'm working on live on the show. So really excited to dig into that with Eyvinder as well. We are going to take a quick break and we're going to come back right after this. We're going to do our birthdays. We're going to talk about our second part of our morning routine before we finish up our show as well. So we're going to take a quick break. Let's go visit Brittany and we'll be right back after this.
Hey, hands looking a little plain there. That's okay though. I got you. Just head over to Nail Beauty by Brittany. Wait, don't tell me you don't know who she is. That's okay, that's fine. It's a good thing that Dot's here. I'm here to tell you. Nail Beauty by Brittany is an upcoming establishment that makes everyone's hands look pretty to boost your confidence throughout your daily basis. You get all these custom nails at a very affordable price. With proper care, these nails can last up to 3 weeks. If you head over to Brittany's social media, you'll see all of the custom nails that she has made thus far at a very affordable price. To receive updates on new nail sets and deals, head over to Miss Brittany's new website at nailbeautybybritney.com. This company was made by this beautiful young woman here, Miss Brittany. Now y'all go over ahead and get your nails pretty, y'all. I'm showing up in.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and please visit our friend Brittany, nailbeautybybritney.com. Use the code BREAKTHROUGH, get yourself a discount, and get you some nails because they're beautiful and you're beautiful with them on. Yes, you are. So I want to acknowledge something that Anne-Marie said because I think I have something that I'd really like to say about this. So Anne-Marie said, it's really hard to be a woman business owner. People tend to dismiss you, especially in the fair business. So there, what's interesting with any of this stuff, because I do feel like with any of these things that we've been talking about, and I'll even tie this into what we were talking about with Black History Month last month. There's so many things that we've talked about that we've come a long way, right? But we know that we still have work to do, especially systemically, where the higher ups, the government, and all of that is concerned. We have a lot to do in those areas when it comes to rights for any group of people. And let's not ignore us just rights as humans, period. We've seen that a lot over the last couple of years. But I think it's really interesting when we think about these things that are going on, and I really feel like as elementary as this might come across or sound, so much of this has to do with mindset. There have been a lot of things that have happened to me that I have felt like that's not fair. That's not how it should be. This is not an equal situation, whatever it is. And a lot of times that looking back on reflection, I can see that there was a lack of confidence, a lack of just being assured, because here's the thing, it's not across the board, right? Like we don't see, there are some women we obviously have women in Congress now. We have women who are making a shit ton of money. We have women who own their businesses and are very successful. We have women that are taken very seriously. So it's not across the board all the time. But I think it's really important for us, no matter which group of people we're talking about, whether it's people of color, whether it's women, whether it's our sexuality, whatever, or the country of origin, any of these things that we're talking about, that we keep that mindset that we can do the things that we want to do, because legally there's a lot of places that it is equal, legally speaking, what it says. And we just have a lot of work to do mindset wise to catch up with that. So it's not to erase the fact that there are these systemic issues that need to be taken care of, but we have come a really long way. And I think a way to continue to progress forward is to continue to do that work on ourselves, and that mindset work, and going, who gives a shit that I'm a woman? I can do whatever I set my mind to, kind of thing. And I've seen that across the board, whether we're talking about people of color, whether we're talking about women, whether we're talking about LGBTQ, whatever the group is that we're talking about, I've seen people who are of that mindset of that I can do anything, and literally nothing holds them back, nothing. And it's beautiful to watch that sort of personal transformation take place. But I do agree 100%, Anne Marie, that it can be easy to be dismissed based on who you are, and we have work to do systemically on that for sure. So I want to get into and thank you for that comment, Anne Marie, as well, because it allowed me to get on my pedestal for a moment as well. Brittany says Reiki infused nails. Hello. I love that we can infuse Reiki energy into everything we do. That's my favorite. My entire office is Reiki. My bunny over there is Reiki infused. Bunny's hopping around like, ooh, I'm high on some Reiki over here. Anyway. So I want to get to our 10 science-backed benefits of a morning routine. We have been talking about this since yesterday. We've got a 10-part series we're doing. So a morning routine, what is it? From the moment you wake up, your mind is flooded with all the things you need to do. It can be overwhelming, and so overwhelming that you end up wasting time. A morning routine means you perform the same basic tasks in the same order every day. So notice how it doesn't say in the morning. It's whenever you wake up, as I was talking about before. So we talked about yesterday how it helps prepare you for the rest of the day. How you spend your morning will influence the rest of your day. If you start feeling rushed or lazy, expect that sensation to remain with you. So what you experience when you first wake up is typically how the track that you go the rest of the day. Doesn't mean you can't do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. Oh, okay. It's not what that means, but it is really important for us to have that routine so that we are prepared for the rest of the day. And I shared my personal tip to make sure that your routine includes looking at a calendar, keeping a calendar. It's really important. So our number 2 today is that a morning routine increases your productivity. With a morning routine, you start the day right. You spend every moment of your time on something valuable and productive from the moment you wake up. Now, I think sometimes people hear productive and they go, well, they take that as work. The word productive as work and something that they have to do. Morning routine is not about that. It never was like that for me. At least even when I did a whole morning routine workshop and masterclass and all of this stuff years ago. But it's been important by productive, for me, it means intentional, right? And being intentional could be you're catching up on a favorite show, but something that it's a routine. Okay. So a meditation, you might do Reiki or self Reiki. You might do, guided imagery. You brush your teeth, you take a shower, doing something productive from the moment you wake up, valuable to you. So when we say valuable and productive to you. Maintain this feeling throughout the day to avoid wasting time. So when you have this routine, when you're productive to start the day, you're going to more likely be productive as the day goes on and waste less time. You'll find that you're able to focus and more likely to finish tasks as opposed to starting several and leaving half of them incomplete. When you reach the end of the workday, you'll know you've achieved all that you could and relax in the evening without worries. And that adds into some other things that we'll talk about with the morning routine about stress relief and stuff as well. Because if you get your things done earlier in the day and you really learn to become efficient and productive first thing, you can relax at night, which leads to better sleep, which leads to less stress in the evening. So my personal tip of the day with increasing your productivity is coming from a place of love. Okay. Coming from a place of love because, I know about these things. All right. I am the most distracted person on planet Earth. Okay. I literally was born and God said in my mother's womb, this chick is going to be squirreled as, okay. That's what God said. And so, I I have literally had to spend the majority of my life trying to learn how to be on task, on focus, and everything else. Part of the reason why I haven't wanted to erase that for myself or go, I've never said I just don't want to be distracted anymore, because the reason why is my distraction comes from a place of creativity. And anytime I've tried to erase the distractions, my creativity falters. I feel like my distraction is almost a superpower. However, I do notice that when I'm trying to focus on something, I really have to be all in and be focused, because my mind is going all the time with new ideas, new plans, all of that stuff, all of the time. Okay. When I tell you I mean, every waking moment, my brain is going, oh, look. Oh, wouldn't those curtains be nice if they were a different color? Like, oh, the kids left the ball outside. We should have a place to put the ball. I think we should make a place in the garage. Oh, I should clean out the garage this weekend. Do you see how easy this is for me? Okay. But I recognize that I am most productive right? Brittany, hello. I recognize that I am most productive. Okay. If I am able to stay focused, but I don't want to stifle my creativity, because again, I feel like my distraction is sometimes a superpower. So I have shared before about my Rocketbook. And I use it to keep on track. You guys can visit getrocketbook.com, but I can also share with you, my link. I have an affiliate link for Rocketbook, because Rocketbook is freaking amazing. Okay. So I have a couple things in my Rocketbook. I have, one of the things that I have on my list pages is I have a to-do list. So if I am in the middle of the show, which has happened before, if I am in the middle of a meeting, if I am in the middle of my morning routine, that I want to stick to my routine, if I'm in the middle of whatever, I think of, oh shit, I forgot to do that, or I need to do that, I put it on my to-do list and I put the book down. I write it and I put it down and I keep it here. I keep this book here with me at all times. Okay. So then I can just check it off when I'm done. The other thing is with my never ending ideas, and this is how I allow myself to not stifle my creativity, is I keep a page for ideas. Okay. So I might be sitting here at my desk trying to do the show, and I'm really looking over here at the fact that my curtains are white and they really need to be cleaned. Okay. And I can sit here and go, okay, I'd really like to clean the curtains, and I can continue with what I'm doing. I don't need to feel the pressure of, I'm going to forget about that later, whatever it is. Oh, I'd really like to paint this room. Like I could have a whole epiphany. Okay. I could have a whole epiphany of sitting here and I'm doing the show and go, I finally figured it out. I want this room to be purple. Go look up purple shades to paint office, period. And then I can focus on what I'm doing. And I'm giving honor to the ideas and the creativity and the things that I'm thinking of in my head by writing it down. But I'm able to stay focused. That's literally how I survive in this brain that I have been born with. Anne Marie says we're so much alike. Brittany said, I definitely need one because I'm so forgetful and it's a distraction thing. It is. And look, we get down on ourselves for being forgetful. And we have one brain. Okay. And it's not limitless as far as memory is concerned. It's not limitless at all. And I mean, it's nice to think that, there are people that I cannot remember why I came into this room, but I will remember rap lyrics from 1992. Okay. Why? I don't know. Maybe I need to make why I came into this room a 1990 slow jam. I have no idea why. But the brain doesn't, so our brain is funky. Okay. And I've learned this, especially in my neuro class that I've been taking lately. The brain is funky, but we cannot expect ourselves to remember all the things. So my secret weapons for productivity in a brain that works like mine are a calendar that I live and die by. And I don't mean rigid. We can talk about that another day, but a calendar that I check often and I keep with my bookings for clients, for shows, everything else. A to-do list, a running to-do list. So as I think of things, I write down and I check them off. That doesn't take away from if something needs to be done right now, you get your ass up and do it. Just wanted to add that in there. And then a creativity, just a random, a brain dump page. So when something comes to me, I just write it down. Those are like, those three things are my productivity hacks for someone who is a mom of a family of 8, a producer of a network, uh, uh, and a squirreled person, just a generally squirreled person. So number 2 today was increase your productivity and use it with a morning routine. You start the day right. And it helps you to focus on things throughout the day, getting things done first thing when they come to you. And if you can't get them done the first thing, having a book, again, I can't talk about my Rocket book enough, to write your stuff down, write your ideas down, write your to-do list down. And that way you're staying focused, and do that in the morning. Don't take away from your morning routine because you're squirreled and thinking about all the things you should be doing. Stick to your morning routine. Do your self-Reiki, do your meditation, brush your teeth, get your shower, take care of the things that you need to do. And my husband's making faces at me. I told you guys I'm easily distracted. Thank you for proving me right. I know you just did not thumbs up me.
You're always right.
I'm always right. See, he just made up for it. Okay. All right. He's forgiven for the thumbs up. I hope you guys are going to continue to stick with us for the rest of this series over this remainder of this week and into next week. We have 8 more things to cover for our 10 productivity 10 science-backed benefits of a morning routine. All we're going to talk about is productivity now, because now that's on the brain. Family days. I'm like a squirrel looking for a nut. Yes. 100%. I get that completely. So, we have to get to birthdays this morning. It is birthday time. And I've flipped around. See, I have flipped around here in my book, and I have to get to my birthdays. So, we have in the celebrity world, tattoo artist Kat Von D's birthday is today. And I also want to give her a shout out because Kat Von D makes incredible vegan makeup. If you guys did not know that, Kat Von D has incredible vegan makeup, cruelty-free, vegan, all of that good stuff. So shout out to Kat Von D. Thank you for that work as well. And 2 actors who I guess were kind of heartthrobs back in the 90s a little bit. We had Freddie Prinze Jr. You might know him from Scooby-Doo, She's All That, movies such as those. I Know What You Did Last Summer, all that good stuff. And also James Van Der Beek, you might remember from Dawson's Creek, also Varsity Blues, among other things. So happy birthday, Kat Von D, Freddie Prinze Jr., and James Van Der Beek. On my Facebook page, we have a friend that I went to school with, Joseph Harvey. Joe Harvey's birthday is today. Also, Rachel Deegan's birthday is today. And my Uncle Vance's birthday is today as well. So happy birthday to everybody who has a birthday today. I'm not prepared here. I am not prepared for here we go. I was not prepared, you guys. I'm so sorry. It doesn't take long, though. It doesn't take long to get it hooked up. I have to have my impromptu audience here. Here we go. Birthday time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kat Von D, Freddie Prince Jr., James Vanderbeek, Rachel Deegan, Joseph Harvey, and Vance. Happy birthday to you. Yes, I hope you guys have an amazing birthday today. If anybody has a birthday coming up this week, please let me know, or a family member or a friend you'd like to shout out to their birthday, let me know so I can write them down for this week. I want to thank you guys for watching or listening wherever you are in the world today. Join our text community so you don't miss out on our shows. Text the word breakthrough to 256-685-7092 in the US, Canada, and Puerto Rico. That's 256-685-7092. You can also join our Discord server, which has been getting an overhaul. I'm so excited about our little facelift of our Discord community. Just go to bit.ly/Discord breakthrough, bit.ly/Discord breakthrough to chat with other fans of the show and the network, meet past guests and hosts from the Breakthrough Show Network. We're so excited to have you there. You can also support the network while you're there and join us every Saturday morning for Soul Saturday Morning Coffee, which we love to dive into the rabbit hole together. It's a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching or listening wherever you are in the world today. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. We'll see you next time. Bye.
You've been tuned in to Project Joy Live with Jessica Dugas, your weekday morning talk show inviting you to start your day with a triple shot of good vibes only on the Breakthrough Show Network. Binge all past episodes of Project Joy at projectjoypodcast.com. Until next time, help us spread the joy by sharing this episode, and we'll see you soon.
Hello to the Breakthrough Show. It's Shirley